kind of like Blaze said earlier this week, this is a team that just works real well together, and you could really see that tonight.
Yeah, they're getting a lot out of both of those guys, and both very good players. And we just had a lot of defensive breakdowns tonight that were uncharacteristic. And so, I think our frustrations on our inability to score affected us at the other end, and gave particularly Thistlewood some space that we haven't been giving guys like him. And so we just got to be. We got to get better and be able to, not let our offense affect our defense, and figure out how to be more effective on the offensive end.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a matter of the kids were kind of overplaying a little bit, but you're right, they looked out of position on defense a lot. And then once they went on that little run, they just kept going.
Yeah, they played very well, and they brought really defensive toughness that affected us, and offensively, they got good looks and knocked them down, and were very physical and hurt us in the paint, and so it was a tremendous effort on their part.
Yeah, I mean, the way your kids, you didn't knock down shots that you've knocked down the last 3 weeks, and I'm sure it was frustrating. It's like that should go.
Yeah.
And it's kind of seemed like it compounded things and kind of fed them a little bit.
Yeah, I really believe in this group, and we just have to continue to work and find solutions to getting better. And it was kind of an uncharacteristic night for us. This group's been a really mentally strong group that has always been resilient, particularly at home, in terms of finding ways to bounce back. And we're kind of 0 for 2 for that on that this year. Got behind against International, and then really weren't able to kind of fix our problems and get back into the game, and it was a similar game tonight.
Yeah, it's like you said the other day, you're only getting one shot at these teams, and boom, right off the bat, you get 2 really good teams back to back. So, now you kind of see how you can bounce back against a team that, you had a couple of tight games with last year.
Yes, yeah. So, it'll be a big challenge to bounce back tomorrow. Kind of a different style tomorrow night. But they got 2 elite players and a group that's really competing very hard, and it'll be a big challenge for our group to mentally come back and respond, and be ready to go tomorrow, because it's a big one for us. We got to somehow manage a split this weekend, so guys got to respond.
Hey, Coach.
Right.
They get defensively. Seems like there's a couple of laughs. They got some easy layups, backdoor cuts. Just wondering what you were thinking about that, how they're running their offense pretty much the whole day.
Yeah, we gave Mines a lot of credit for what they did, and then we just had some significant breakdowns on the defensive end that are uncharacteristic of this group, and we got to figure out how to get that solved and be better tomorrow night.
And then offensively, you did get good looks, but they just were falling. Is it more of keep shooting those shots, or is it going to be try to get it inside more?
Yeah, I mean, their game plans, they're big and they're physical, and they're going to stay in good position, and we gain an advantage going to the paint. They just bring everyone, and then just hoping we can't get it around all their size and length when they attack us in the paint. And, we shot 23 threes, and we should have shot 35 or 40, to be honest with you. We got to just be ready to knock down and make those shots, and teams are going to guard us that way. We just got to be ready to take what they're giving us, and, we weren't able to do that tonight.
Yeah, and then obviously, like you said, a lot of missed shots, but it seemed like it didn't really impact your defensive mentality. How do you think you guys competed defensively tonight?
Well, we had significant breakdowns. I thought we competed hard, but we just had some lapses in communication and some execution things that, again, we just don't normally do. I will say, the group did fight hard. One of the issues we've scored in the past, we start to force it too much. We did only have 10 turnovers tonight, and we did fight hard on the glass. We got 16 offensive rebounds. And so this group always competes. It's just kind of a rough night for us, and they were really good. So
it's just one of those you chalk it up and move on.
Yeah, and we got to grow from it. I mean, there are a lot of things we can learn from this. Some of the breakdowns on defense and our offensive philosophy in terms of how we're attacking that game plan needs to improve. And so I'm really excited to get to work here we'll see them again in February, and we need to be better by then in terms of this game plan against those big physical teams that rotate so aggressively.
I mean, they did a very good job of collapsing down and making us shoot contested shots, but I really don't think we forced. I mean, there's definitely times when we did force, but I think we didn't turn the ball over, which would have shown that we were forcing way too much. So I think, I mean, it was just a lack of missed shots, and I mean, I think there's just times where I could have kicked it out rather than going up with it or something like that. So I mean, there's definitely things to learn from this, but one thing is that we just definitely got to be able to kick in and get that one more pass once we collapse the defense, because we always manage to collapse the defense, and usually we make the shots that when they collapse, but tonight just didn't happen.
Yeah, they bodied you a lot when you were shooting, and, you know, they make you alter shots in there. I mean, the way they collapse so hard, and then they've got big bodies to go with it, it's kind of hard to get shots off. And Mac, defensively, I mean, they're a tough matchup at times, but, you know, you guys played hard. It was just a couple things just kind of broke down. Is it anything in particular that?
They're a very good offensive team for sure, and I thought we were competing very hard. And it's early in the year, and we have a lot of growth to do, and it was a lot of technique stuff, and not anything lack of trying, I believe. But obviously, we can always do better on that side. But I believe in the future we're gonna do a lot better. So
Yeah,
looking
I
forward
mean,
to it.
they present some problems, you know, and the Beskin guy, I mean, he's good. And, you know, they run a lot of stuff. And Blaze said earlier this week, mine's probably above anybody else in this league, plays the best together. And you could really see that even with the two new guys, it's very cohesive out there.
Yeah, they are a very good team. They are very unselfish. As Coach was saying, Brandon Sullivan was Player of the Year for the RMAC, I believe, last year or the year before. And he is just looking to dish people, and he takes his shots when he has it open, and he's not afraid to give the ball up because he knows that everybody's going to do their job and do that stuff. So they're a very fundamental team, and they're going to be very good.
Yeah, it's, you know, you see them early and you see kind of what lies ahead. And you guys, I mean, it's like Coach said, you got to grow from this game, but you also have to grow in 22 hours. You know, and get ready for a team that you guys have had some knockdown dragouts with the last couple of years with Metro. So what do you take from this into tomorrow? I mean, it's a totally different kind of team.
I mean, definitely just, I think, being aware of because they're going to do the same thing. I mean, last year they gave us fits they did the same thing where they would collapse in on us and force us to kick it out. So, I mean, things like that, but, I mean, we have no shortage of motivation against them as well. They beat us twice last year, so obviously we want to beat them any chance we get. But, I mean, they're very talented, and, I mean, coming out of the locker room, we were talking about no hangover, like be ready to go tomorrow during shoot-around. So, I think we'll respond well and play much better tomorrow.
Yeah, for you guys, I know, Trevor, you're obviously listed as a forward, play mostly big, and you play big as well. So what kind of valuable things did you learn from experience tonight, just playing a team that had 3 or 4 guys that were all 6'8", 6'10", and big and thick?
I mean, definitely there was a couple times where I got my shot blocked where I'm not used to getting it happen, and I just got to use my body more. You finish with the left. There's a time where I just tried to shoot with my right. But, I mean, definitely being patient. And, I mean, even though I put on weight, they still outweigh me for the most part, so I got to take what I can get and, just be aware, be ready for the open passes if they bring a double.
Absolutely. It's fun to see where we need to get to because right now me and Trevor are not the biggest guys that are going to be out there. We're not going to be back to the basket, even though Trevor is very, very good at it. And it's very fun to see where you need to improve, basically, because in practice we don't have 3 guys that give you different looks. It's a couple